You mentioned you wanted to be a teacher. Education has always been important to you, and you continue supporting education. And there's no coincidence that these two movies deal with education head on. You know, tell us about it.
Oh, yes. I mean, education was, my mother pushed my sister and I. It was like, C, she don't want to see a C, I don't have average kids. So it was, and she would, go to our teachers and how's Angela doing in this class with her little stenography pad and everything. And if you weren't holding up your end, she would cut all the fun. All your good time was, pushed to the side. So, yeah, it was very important to her because she knew, she knew what she did and didn't do as a student, and she knew how it impacted the opportunities that she had or did not have, and she didn't want it for her girls. So I get that. I got that. And one of our only vacations was going to Illinois to see my aunt graduate from University of Illinois Carbondale and get her PhD in early childhood education. That was our vacation. So I gathered that it was very, very important. And when I got into Yale, you never saw a happier woman laying on the bed, kicking her feet and flailing her arms that I sort of went under, like, oh my gosh, I better come through with this one. So it was very important. She saw the dreams for her girls that it was wrapped up in education. Working with Meryl Streep, oh, that first day, we were there on the streets of Harlem, my old neighborhood, across the way. And of course, the great Meryl Streep, but it's like anything, like when I met the great Cicely Tyson.
Or you've been toe-to-toe with
Denzel Washington, or the great whoever. You've been trained, you're passionate, you believe you got it, and you just get in there and go toe-to-toe. So it's
what is
a great day. And with that little girl, she was only 12. Kiki, we know Kiki about to have a baby now, but, and Kiki impersonates me.
So she does a mean.
She does a real, yeah, she does a mean impersonation. But she was 12, and I remember, children, we got to get the kids off the clock, when you're doing film, when you're doing movies. They get there in school, they can only work so many hours. It was a stressful day. It was the first directorial debut for the guy who wrote it. Doug Atchison was also the director. There's a lot of noise on the set, with the crew and this. And I could see that we were having a hard time. It wasn't this particular scene, but another one. And I just remember just getting in real close to her. And, when you look in somebody's eyes, and you were just like, give me your attention. Mm-hmm. Give me your attention, let me have yours. And you take that moment and you just really stare. There's a whole world there. And I just began to talk really softly, and she listened, and I would just say some things like, what do you want, or your best friend, or whatever, that relate to the scene. Mm-hmm. And then I just dug. Like, don't say, action! That will break a moment in a second. It's just roll it. I said, when I do this, just roll the camera, and we'll just roll into the scene. We were rolling to the scene. Her tears flowed. She was there emotionally. He said, cut, end of day. Let's go home. And it was just perfect. And it was just a testament to that little girl, and that even in that 12 years of age, she knew what she wanted, and she had focus and determination. And
it's great.
I love that. Was a lesson to me.
Yeah, and she's amazing in Nope. If people have not seen Nope, she's breathtaking in it. This was the second time in Music of the Heart that you worked with Wes Craven. You've worked a few times with Spike Lee. You've worked a few times with Ryan Coogler, and other. In your filmography, you tend to work again. Larry Fishburne, you've worked a few times. What is it like from you as a performer to come back to another Ryan Coogler project, to come back to another Wes Craven project, to come back to another Spike Lee project?
It's familiarity, family. It's comforting. You know what to expect, in your bosses. You know how they roll, you know how they maneuver, you know how they run a set. Yeah, and then to come back, you appreciate it.
You work with a John Singleton, brilliant man at a young age, and then you meet Ryan Coogler. Did you see a similarity in this young genius?
I love it. I love those young minds that just can take on the world, and nothing's impossible. Nothing's impossible for them to do. I just get so excited by their enthusiasm and by their vision. It's just magnificent, and I feel so blessed to be a part of it. Yeah.
And we're blessed by your work with them. Let's watch clips from Black Panther and Wakanda Forever.